Coming up in today's episode of Inspire to Inspire.
So many people, they are still stuck right now, and they actually lost their identity.
If you have, like people around you trying to tell you to do something, you will never do it.
Wow.
Because you want to prove those people wrong. I didn't have to be taught by a mom. It was my father. But it made me think, feel responsible. And, people, looked at me as if I was mad, but it was a good decision because I didn't want to die young. Now I was thinking, I'm in this country, I don't have my kids. So who am I? I can't survive without them.
Mr. M. Dongo.
Mr. Dongo.
Wonderful time working with Mr. G.
Mr. M. Dongo, and he is a 10X person.
I love your energy.
He just go like boom, 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 boom. It's amazing.
I always love the way this man carries himself with dignity and respect.
There comes a moment in a woman's life that no one really prepares for her. The children leaves, the noise fades, and suddenly she left alone with a question she hasn't had any time to ask anyone or even ask herself in all these years. Today's conversation is for one woman, who did everything right. She raised her kids, she gave the best years of her life ever, and she held everyone together. And then come one day, when she walked in the house was very quiet. I'm like, what's going on right here? My guest today understands that silence very, very deeply. Selina Cheshire is a coach, speaker, and the founder of Live, Thrive, Enjoy. She is a mother, a survivor of stage 4 cancer, a woman raised in rural Zimbabwe who built a life across continents. Cheshire walked through a loss, identity shift, illness, and invention, and turned that journey into a calling, helping women today navigate life after motherhood, not as the ending, but as a sacred beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage the one and only Selina Cheshire. Hi, Selina. How are you?
I'm great, Munya. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am doing so well, and thank you so much for saying yes to this podcast. I know we've been working together for a couple of months now, and time zone changes. Things happen each and every time. But thank you for your saying yes. I know that today we are going to give our audience some amazing lessons that they're actually going to be going through, that they're going to be learning from you. Before we actually go any further, and before and all these other things, who are you growing up in Zimbabwe? Because I want to take you way back. Okay, I want to take you way back. So who was Selena?
Oh, Selena was born in Chibi.
Oh.
And from family of 6 boys and 3 girls. And guess what? I am in the middle, like 3 boys after me, 1 girl before me, 1 girl after me. So in the center stage. So I don't know. I didn't plan it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I grew up living with my father most of the time because he used to teach away from home. So from grade 1, literally, I stayed with my father, and he taught me how to wash a man's shirt, the trouser, emptying the pockets and everything. Even cooking salsa, it was my father who taught me to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that.
So what did that environment really teaches you more about resilience, womanhood, or maybe survival? Because you were right in the middle. Yeah, so how did that environment really teaches you?
It taught me to be a go-getter. Because it's I didn't have to be taught by a mom to say, we need to go and get, cooking sticks, we need to struggle or whatever it is. But, it was my father. Fortunately, at the school where he taught, students used to get some sticks for us, things for us. But it made me think, feel responsible. And so that when my mom passed on, I became sort of like a mother to my siblings, my younger siblings. Because, maybe fortunately, unfortunately, it was my first term in August, first day, August holidays, came from a boarding school, excited to go in. You have stories to tell, excitement. So, but then when I got home, my mother wasn't feeling right. And she was lying there couldn't even stand up. She couldn't even do anything. So it really thought, okay, what do I do now? Because of my background of saying I'm responsible, I own the kids. I started, went to get some water, which was about 5 kilometers away, got a tin, and then a tin to go and carry water on my head because we didn't have any
On your head.
help.
Yeah.
Yes, so I did that and helped my mom cook. I cooked food and then helped mom to eat because she couldn't eat. And the following morning, I had to say to Dad, I think we need to take mom.
So that was
And yeah, so it was like when I was preparing it the following day just to help her wash and things, because she couldn't wash herself. She said to me, Ma, can you look after my children? The last born was only 6 years old. So she says, feed my baby and look after him. And I just laughed. I said, Mom, you're going to come back well. He will look after your children. But she said, just look after my children. So I literally took that, okay, I'm now responsible for everything.
Wow. And then later on, you then become a single mom, raising kids on your own in a foreign land and everything else. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I got married at 2021. And the reason being, I wanted to take my siblings with me. So really had to, the guy had also his own family, his own mother who was controlling his own life as well. When we got married, he brought his nephews to live with us. And so I couldn't anybody from my side. And so it was okay. It was like people from the two different poles fighting, but then it's like, okay, I just thought, okay, a woman should be strong. My mom never gave up. I never gave up. She was in that marriage, whether she was going through a lot. It doesn't matter. I have to push up. I ended up having two. And then after that, I just thought, things were not working. Yeah, difficult. So I thought, okay, I asked for the guy to divorce me. And then I went separate ways. We went together to court and said, this is what we came to do. And then, people, looked at me as if I was mad, but it was a good decision because I didn't want to die young. My kids, because I thought, if I die and who is going to look after my children? My mom had sisters. But they never, shame and say, oh, we're going to take the younger one. We're going to be responsible for this. It was me, my father and my grandmother, my mom, my dad's mom, who ended up being responsible for my older sister, my elder brother. And so it was really tough.
So could you say that it was a little bit toxic relationship?
Really toxic. Yeah, it was toxic. Maybe of us, we were a bit young. We were not mature.
Yeah.
So it's like I went into marriage for the wrong reason. I didn't go it for me or my partner. I went it for other people.
Wow.
For other people. So it's like, okay, why do you do some things? I want to please. I want to protect. I want to be somebody who is to be doing. So it was the wrong thing. So even when we ended up not being together, I guess it's not his problem. It's not my problem. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
I didn't. I went to it with my own agenda.
Wow. So do you think there are people out there who are in marriages or in a relationship for a wrong reason, or who are just there? They have no idea, how did I get here and where am I even going? Do you think that there are a lot of people out there?
There is plenty of us like that. There is plenty of women, and I mean as well as men. Sometimes,
Yeah. Peer pressure,
Hey, yeah, it's like what do people think? I need somebody. I can't be on my own. So it's like, okay, now you're doing it for other people, not for you. It's like you are not in love with the person you are married to.
Yeah.
You're married to.
You're just doing that for convenience, or even doing it for our parents as well. There's when you are 25 or 26, you're gonna hear that the parents will be like, oh, you know what? Have you seen the next door neighbor? Oh my goodness, they just welcomed their grandchild.
Exactly.
This house is now becoming very quiet.
Exactly. You are
And then
right.
you'll be putting pressure on kids. Go and guess what? They'll just jump in and just do whatever, so that I can make my mom happy. But are you happy? So is there a possibility that you actually lose your identity in that whole scenario of marrying somebody for wrong reasons?
Yeah, you just want to be called Mrs. It's like when in the end I had my sister's friend, who was a magistrate in Gundura, and she knew how I was faring.
Yeah.
She came to me and said, Selena, is there anything in your marriage? Are you just happy to be called Mrs.? Why are you in marriage?
Wow.
Oh God. Then things were happening. I would go to my brother. He used to live in Harare and tell him all. Then you say, that's your marriage. Once you make a decision, it's up to you. Make
Yeah.
it. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to be involved. My father knew of some things happening. He would come to Harare in Pindura, then Madziwa. He would come there and to Harare and tell my brother, I want to go and get my daughter. Then my brother said, no, you're not going anywhere. When she has had enough, she'll come.
When she's ready. Yeah.
Otherwise, she'll blame you.
Wow.
Otherwise,
Wow.
she'll say, oh, if you had not let me stay.
If
in
it
my
was
marriage."
not you.
And if you have, like people around you trying to tell you to do something, you will never do it.
Wow.
Because you want to prove
Wow.
those people wrong. And that's another wrong reason for doing things, because you want to prove people wrong.
So many people, they are still stuck right now. And they actually literally lost their identity. They can't really identify themselves without that man or without that woman or without that Mrs. without that. Like, so let's talk a little bit about this, because like what you are actually helping people to do right now, like when actually people become like empty nesters and all those other things, it all goes back to the identity. So I really want to talk a little bit more on the identity, right? How did you lose yourself in that? Because right now, at first, you lost your mom, right? And then you then become mom to these other siblings. Then you later on got married, had children, but then also went through divorce, right? How did that affect Selena from knowing who is Selena?
Yeah, I mean, because when I thought the children are my responsibility.
Yeah.
They didn't ask to be born. I had them because I chose to do that. So
Yeah.
I need to guide them. So it's like I was carrying that, baggage on my shoulders because I was meant to be that strong mom. And without that, it's like I didn't have anything. I wasn't working. And what I done cutting and designing. So I could, sew. I could do things which to give. So I opened a shop just to provide for my son because he was still underage.
Yeah.
And so I did that. That didn't work. I had to find something that was going to work again. So I went to, when I was in my middle 30s, that's when I went to teachers college and trained to become a teacher because I thought, okay, still I want to provide more for my kids. I thought, okay, the money for teachers as well. I can't give my children the life I want. So I thought, okay, what can I do? I went to Botswana, left my teaching job, went to Botswana and tried to work. And I had an aunt who was in Botswana. So I thought I would go and work in here in a shop where like a factory, she was making uniforms because she was married to a China. So she was making uniforms for the schools. I thought, oh no, I'm going to be there literally. But then she thought it's not good for me to employ my niece. So she got somebody, a woman who she had a sewing machine. So I made, clothes for this woman in the room where I used to sleep, just to wanting to change my children's lives. That didn't work. I ended up saying, okay, I want to go to America or to UK. How do I go?
To the UK.
Yeah, so, I didn't have money. I couldn't raise enough money. But it was all built for, because I had that identity called mom. I was carrying that as my crown, being known mom. So I did that and then it didn't work. I came back. I even went back to my ex-husband and said, please, can you help me? I want to get some money. I want to buy tickets. I want to change my children's lives. And then it will help you as much as it helps me if I get a better life. Because I will take the key and they'll go and, you won't be responsible for them. So that's what okay. It helped me to buy the ticket. And so, I came and it knew what was going to happen. And because the thought of my kids, I went through a lot, working in the cold rooms, working in the airport. Sometimes I would have 3 jobs. I would go for a night job, then work in the morning, then a crazy life. But it was literally for my kids because I wanted them to have a better life. So I was just thinking as a mother.
You were just doing all these things as the mother, not as Selena, but just as the mother. Wow.
Mother to my own kids and a mother to my brother and my sister.
To your siblings as well. Wow. What a tough one. Well, we'll be right back after this because I really want us to, to go a little bit deeper, especially about the identity. And now you have moved to another country and actually start an entire different life over there. So hold that thought, and we'll be coming back just now.
If you've been sitting on an idea, dreaming about starting a business, but don't know where to start or how to actually make money from it, then listen closely. The Idea to Income program is a powerful 7-week step-by-step journey that takes you from where you are right now to launching a business that attracts paying clients and creates consistent income. Inside, you'll learn how to validate your idea so you know it will sell, package your knowledge into an irresistible offer, build a marketing funnel that works on autopilot, and launch with confidence. Even if you've never done this before, the best part, you don't need a big budget, a huge following, or years of experience. All you need is the right system and guidance, and that's exactly what this program gives you. Enrollment is officially open, but spots are limited. So if you're ready to finally stop waiting and start building the business you've been dreaming of, click the link and join us inside Idea to Income today.
Hey there again, and thank you so much for joining us today on this amazing show, Inspire to Inspire show. Today, I am here with my guest, Selena. She has been telling us a little bit about the identity, like how did she lose her identity. Yeah, and now, Selena, you are now in the UK now, doing all these kind of jobs, trying to survive. Can you tell me this as an African lady, right? Because you are an African child. That on its own it's an identity on its own. And then you are a lady. That's on its own. It's an identity on its own. A black lady, African, in a new country, different language, different culture, with your children, as a mom, and all these other things. How did you survive? How did you cope? Because what I know is that being in a new country, I have been in different countries my entire life. It's been just actually different areas, different places. And I know you have to rebrand yourself, get connected to the community and all those things. How did that further damage your identity?
Yeah, I mean, it did not terribly, because now I was thinking, I'm in this country, I don't have my kids. So who am I? I can't survive without them. So, I mean, I came in, I was in Manchester, that's another town from where I live.
Yeah.
And then I was posted because I had to seek for something, permission to live in the country. I came to Birmingham. And then Birmingham, I was directed to go and look for this worker who was a Christian. When she was told, taking my story, why I need to be in the UK, she just said, "Oh, God will provide, God will intervene, so you don't."
Wow.
She says, "Please don't tell anybody, because I'm not supposed to mention God as a lawyer. So this is like supposed to do it." But I know, and I said, you know what? At this moment, I'm looking for a church where people won't judge me, where people want what I don't have. I came here to work for my kids. So if I'm going to go to a church which is going to say, money I don't want that church. I've done that when I'm in my country. Pentecostal church, I've gone to those churches, and it's like you end up giving everything you have, because the way they preach to you is like, if you don't give, you're a sinner. So I don't want that kind of church. I want to go to church and see where I can without any problem. So she says, "Oh, okay, this is the church." She gave me the address of the church where she was going. So I said, okay. They had testimony meeting on a Wednesday. So I went there, and when I met them, it was like, the ideas where they were sharing that I am enough, that I am perfect, I'm loved by God. It was more. So I thought, this is it, and I can grow in this church. So I started going to that church, and I met people there who were so loving, not from Africa, but the British people, white British people, who just me and say, "Okay, we'll accept you. We're going to do things together." And I mean, one of them ended up even inviting my kids without me asking. She just said, "To spend another Christmas with kids, without your kids," and because she was a mother. And I said, I don't papers, invite them. So she says, "Okay, what's needed? I can invite them." I mean, the father of my children was still in Zim, so I phoned him. I said, "Okay, can you go to the British Embassy, ask them what's needed for my kids to come?" So he was given 11 things which were needed, which he provided, bank statements, what papers, everything which was needed, she provided.
Wow.
And so in 3 months, 2 months, my kids were with me. I felt now it's like I'm working for my kids. I'm going to see them grow because, a man without the kids, it's like I couldn't, I mean, I had to do it, but I knew at the back of my mind they were going to come.
So they're
So
going to come.
I felt complete when they were with me.
Well, but I know that completeness was short-lived as well, right? Because remember, as kids, they grow, they become better, they have to go and find their own partners as well, Yeah, so what happened? Talk to me on that. Yeah.
No, as a man, when you were growing up, people always think a man will look after their mother. And, it's like, unfortunately, I think 2000, I was diagnosed with cancer. Yeah, so it's like they were there, they were my carer. But when I got sick, the hospital was overwhelmed because there were so many people who were sick.
Yeah.
They couldn't, look after all of us. But when I went in, because people thought I was going to die, even the doctors thought I was just another statistics.
Wow.
So just thought, what is important for me, my mom or the job? And because I was still being paid when I was in hospital, so we managed to do with the money I was being paid. So thought, okay, I'll look after now. And so my son, he was beginning his journey and he was sharing it. He would wash me, feed me, do things, sometimes which a man, in normal circumstances wouldn't do. Okay, so it's like when everything happened like that, I thought, we are going to be together forever.
Forever?
Yeah, because I thought I was live with my son. He will get married and then I will be there because who is going to look after me? I thought I was going to be, like somebody who can't do anything forever.
Yeah.
I was just, dependent on them. So they can't just leave me.
Yeah.
But I got healed. I got better.
Yeah.
We went to pray together, we walked together, we exercised together. And so it was brilliant. So I thought I was clever. I said, oh, my daughter, why don't you? She had, like her boyfriend. They had been engaged for 5 years. So I said, oh, why don't you get married, you guys? So I encouraged them to do it, thinking if I die, at least my son will have a home. So it was all about, I was preparing I wanted to arrange after death, I would be in control of situations. Because that's being a strong mom. Then they did. I came out of hospital. So I was there. I was just sitting. If you look at the pictures, even still now, sometimes I can't even look at them.
Oh.
My eyes were this big and, I had lost all my hair. I was just, somebody was sick, but it's like, I was just encouraging myself to go and do this, Selena, for your kids.
So would you say that your kids being there with you helped you heal as well? Because you're like, I can't do this for me. I have to do this for my kids. I can't leave them, at least not yet, because I'm not yet done to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
But then what happened?
Yes, so when I got ill, they wanted to fly away. So my daughter went out first. That okay, they will come and live with me because of how. I didn't marry somebody who says no. I want also us to start. You have history in this house with your mom. What about me?
Yeah.
So I don't that. So it was just I just thought,
which is good as well.
Yeah, it was good. After some time, I saw that Munya, but I didn't realize it would be killing. I was really.
You were like, what kind of lady are you? Eh?
I wanted to kill myself. I wanted just to drink some, poison and die because nobody wanted me. Because it's like my son can say, "Oh, mom, I don't want. I have to go." Who is going to be there for me?
But then, is that true though? That them leaving, it's a sign that they don't love you anymore.
No, I just realized later when I just thought, okay, what do I need to do? Downsize.
Yeah.
So I looked for a place somewhere and it was just a 1-bedroom flat. 2-bedroom flats, and then I moved in there. And that was like a perfect thing for me. Then thinking, it was like visiting my kids, and they were visiting. And I was very happy. I had freedom now, and they had freedom. I didn't have to work. It's like they are not eating. I just thought, no, they're okay. But still, sometimes you want to phone them.
Quick question now. If you were other typical mothers, right? Like typical in-laws, who would be like, nope, if you walk that door, you're no longer a child of mine or whatsoever and all these other things. Do you think that your kids were going to find the happiness they need, and you're also gonna find the happiness you also wanted? Because trust me, children, right? Sometimes it is okay for them to go and make mistakes. on themselves, right? Learn more about, like, discover who they are without their mom and their dad, who've been planning literally little everything about their life, because, well, truth be told, as much as you are so loving as a mom or as a parent, sometimes you are actually blindfolding your kids, and they will not gonna know literally anything else apart from you. And when you are not there as a mom, they are dumb as hell. They can't really see anything after that. How many mothers out there are actually causing that? Thinking that, because to you as a mom, you were not like, you know what, I hate her, I this. No, you were trying to show your love to them. And that was your way of showing love to them. But as much as you want to show love, well, it is also causing pain at the same time as well. So, what can you say to other mother in laws out there who are like, you know what, this is my baby. This is my baby. I love her so much. And yes, I love you as my daughter in law, but you know who was the first love in his life. Yeah, I'm there. So now, me as a child, I don't know what to do because I need to please my mom as much as I also need to please my wife as well, because I cannot choose either or. I cannot do that, because when I stand with my mom, guess what? She's going to be like, oh, so you don't protect me. You just stand with your mom. And when I stand with her, she'll be like, oh, so you forget who born you now. You forget who gave birth to you. I'm your mom. So is she now your mom? So I want you to speak as a mom. And I also want you to also give an advice to other sons out there who are in the same situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go a bit back. It's like when you think about separation,
Yeah.
as a mom, you're separate from the father. And then you say, I don't want my kids to see their father. Are you
Yes.
blessing that child, or are you destroying that child? Because now you're trying to say, I'm better than your father. Now it's like, okay, my situation was, I said to my ex, I said, to be part of my children, they will never be called fatherless. They will never be called bastard, because we had them in love. These things didn't work between us. But, these are innocent. They are not a problem. They need us to be born, but also they want our love. So it was a struggle. But later he was so grateful for me to do that, because, he happened to be part of them. Even when they came, I would buy a calling card, we used to call them. And I would say, phone weekend, phone your dad. Every weekend, phone your dad. Then said, oh, I said, no, just phone him to say hi. If you don't have anything to say, just say, how are you, dad? We love you. And that's it. So I didn't want them to be involved in my challenges with. So that, it's like, they understood me. They just not. So when it was time for them to go, I just thought, okay, Selena, if my parents had said, Selena, you're not going anywhere, you're going to be free.
Yeah.
Would I be the person I am today? No, I wouldn't have been. So they loved me and permitted me to go and make my own mistakes.
Yeah.
So why can't I do that to my kids? Because I had also my dreams, which I didn't fulfill. I wanted to do something for myself without the kids. So it's like, okay, now I've got upstairs my house, I've got a room where I sew, because I used to love sewing. I just go and do that. I talk to my women. I love sharing stories. So it's like, okay, I can do that without them. And it's like, on the 29th, I had, launch of my program. And my son came with the husband. My son came with the kids because the wife wasn't feeling well. But, it's like when they started talking about emptiness, they also understood that I'm not just a mom. And I don't force myself to impose that, I need them to see that. I must show them by action that, this person you see is also a person, a human being. When it's like, I don't want you to be with me, but just remember that I'm there. If you remember that I'm there, then it's fine. You thank God for giving you a mom who brought you here, even though, okay, now she said, be yourself. I mean, yes, my mom passed on when I was young. It taught me to be who I am. It taught me to love more. It taught me to love unconditionally. So if I don't, I've got friends who have kids or sons. They go to their universities. They go to their homes and wash and cook. What are you teaching them?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just about boys only. They do the girls as well. You find the girl
Yeah.
can't tidy her own bedroom. She can't make a meal. But then what are you teaching them?
Wow.
It's not right. So we
Wow.
need our children to say, you are individuals on your own. I'm an individual now. My duty for you was to bring you out,
Yeah.
be a guide, direct you on the right path. And
Yeah.
now, when I see that after my encouragement, you are done, you need to go. Even if you are not married, if you want to leave, I've seen somebody who was saying, my son is 36, he's still at home. And
That's
she's still cooking for that, still living with mom. And you don't think, I mean, that's not right. How is it possible, mom? I went out with her. I saw these old men. They were playing, winning some money. Oh, mom, play it. Have you put some money? Mom, you are still old, which means you live with your mom. You can't do anything outside, your mom's picture, your mom's kitchen, your mom's house. And that's not right. We need to let them fly. I mean, I'm a Christian. I always think of Jesus when he says, where's my mom? Where's my father? Saying, let me go and do what I need to do. We all came here in this world for a reason.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, don't go anywhere because when we come back, she is be giving us some tips and tricks that are in her ebook called The Empty Nester Comeback. And I'm going to give you a way of how you can also download the Empty Nester Comeback as well. So stay tuned for that.
What if you had someone who answered 100% of the inbound calls your business received, filtered out the spam, and converted everyone else into qualified and interested leads? What if they answered the phone for you 24/7, even outside of your business hours? And what if every time they handled a call, that employee sent your team an email with a short summary of the conversation they just had, giving you actionable follow-up as well as valuable trend data on your business's phone traffic? Let us introduce you to your new AI employee. With the AI employee, every time your phone rings, it gets answered and handled reliably and systematically. It never takes a day off, never calls in sick, and never fails to answer. Want to test out the AI employee for yourself? Click the demo button on our website to see if the AI employee is right for you. We look forward to answering your call.
Hello and welcome back again to another episode of Inspire to Inspire Show. This is Munya, and today I am here with the one and only Selena, who's been telling us more and more about her journey and how did she even overcome that. But now it's time for her to also give us some tips and also tricks on how do you come back from that. Well, she has got a beautiful, beautiful workbook that I'm also gonna put the QR code right now. And you are able to also scan that and download it as well. It is right there, or check in the description where you are able to you download it as well. Just comment "come back" and we'll also send you the free guide as well. So again, you can either scan the QR code over there or just comment "come back" and we will give you that free ebook. So, Selena, welcome back. And I just want to, great. Yeah. So, in your comeback ebook, right, you have some amazing lessons that are there, right? And you also have got the steps that are in there as well, right? I want us to talk about understanding the emptiness syndrome. What is that? Like, what is it exactly? How do one person understand that? Like, what are some of the symptoms of this? Because when you call it a syndrome, it then becomes a disease, right? So what are some of the symptoms of that?
Yeah, an empty nester syndrome is like something when you feel empty, when you feel that, what now? What am I going to do? Many parents suffer from the experience when their children left, whether it's for college or for a new job or marriage or independence. The syndrome, these include, like persistent sadness or depression. It can include a sense of lost identity, anxiety and worry about children, difficult adapting to a quieter household. While this is painful, the feelings are natural and valid. You have to feel that. But the important thing is to recognize them and begin to find new meanings beyond your role as a parent. You are becoming somebody who is going to live a life of joy. But here's the shift. What feels like an ending may actually be a beginning. The same strength that helped you to raise them can help you rediscover yourself. The same love that filled you or filled your home can now be poured inward into healing, curiosity, and freedom.
Wow, what does you are becoming mean? That was so powerful. And also, that very same love that helped you raise them will also help you move on, because you know that you have done your best. You have done your all. So you might as well break it, by keeping on holding on and holding on. Yeah, just like what you also teach people on when you are selling, right? Know when to shut up. Because if you pitch and then you keep talk, well, you probably gonna take them out of that deal as well. Wow, that is so important. But I also know that you also talk about them reclaiming their time and managing the empty nesting on that. Can we talk a little bit about, please, don't give them all the goodies. Remember, comment, come back if you want the empty nester ebook. Comment, come back if you want the empty nester ebook, right? And she's actually gonna be reading through some of those amazing information over there. Yeah, comment, come back for that. Comment, come back, and she's gonna give you all the amazing goodies in there. Yes, Selena, you can take over.
Okay, I mean, I will walk you when you join, when you get, like if you don't want, I mean, I will send you the comeback, ebook. But if you want us to work one by one, it's like I'll walk you through why your emotional pain isn't weakness. The hidden block that quietly lowers confidence, income, and connection. The energetic shift that transforms how you earn and how you live. And above that, I've got the 6-pillar empty nester energetic blueprint that changes everything. You will be helped to shift your anxiety. If you are not sleeping well, we'll work on that. Because sometimes, you can't sleep well. Those feelings of disconnection, we will work on that for you to have your confidence back will be changed. You have a clear identity, knowing who you are beyond motherhood. So this is something which really is in my heart. I'll give you 90 days of having a community where we work together so that you don't do it alone.
Yeah, well, one thing that other people don't know is that we are all discovering life as we are living it. Yeah. So you cannot do it on your own. If life is always easy and nice, if you have a group of people who understand exactly who you are, where you are, what you are going through, and how you can actually move out of that. So thank you so much for sharing that as well. And as always, if you want to download this, you can actually comment, come back, and we will send you that, or scan the link that is on the QR code right on your screen. And if you are listening this on a podcast, check in the show notes for that as well. All right, Selena, I want us to end this. I cannot believe that we've been speaking this long. Oh my goodness. But then I still got a lot that I want to learn from, to take it. As they are starting the year, like right now, there's always ways of growing and actually improving. So what is your last takeaway or main points that they can actually take away from here? What can you tell them right now as your pathway?
No, I'll just say, what support do you need to feel confident joining? Is it a quick chat or a breakdown of how it works? I'm here for you. Truly, sometimes one conversation is all it takes, to help you see what's possible for you. If you are ready, yes, I think Munya will put a link. I'm always there for help. I just really love seeing you as a whole person, not a depressed person, joyful and always smiling.
Amazing. As you said, sometimes all it takes is just one conversation to literally opens everything. Trust me, I know that exactly thing, because all it took for me, it was only one person who understood, one conversation. It didn't even last 5 minutes. And today I can speak this fast. Yeah, if it was not of that person, I don't think I was still going to be able to actually speak right now. So that's why I love speaking. Anyway, thank you so much for coming here. And yeah, if you haven't done that, comment, come back, or check on the show notes for the link for you to actually download the Empty Nester Comeback. This is not just for your people who identify as empty nester. This is for everybody, even for me. Literally somebody like holders or somebody who is losing your identity. So jump in now, get it ready, and you're also gonna get some links as well where you can jump on a one-on-one coaching call with her, and she can actually help you, to identify who you are and start us to also work on those other problems. But after all, thank you so much for joining us today, Selena. Thank you again. God bless, and thank you for your being who you are and for everything that you are doing as well. So yeah, so God bless, and everybody enjoy yourself. Happy New Year. Take care. Thank you so much.
Mr. M. Dongo. Mr. Dongo.
Wonderful time working with Mr. G.
Mr. M. Dongo, and he is a 10x person.
I love your energy.
He just go like boom, 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 boom. It's amazing.
I always love the way this man carries himself with dignity and respect.